Hey there, YouTubes. This is Grimweird coming back at you with more MC Eternal mod pack playthrough action. First episode, we started out on a small island out in the middle of a lot of deep ocean. We didn't have any sheep, so we had to do a little scrambling to get a bed and get some basic supplies going. Didn't really have to. I could have made a run for the mainland early, but I decided I sort of wanted to play it out, do the whole sort of desert island kind of thing for a bit. And then in the second episode, we came to the mainland. And if we take a look around here, you can see we started way out on this island, and we made it over this way. And then I used my glider and my slime sling, to fly around the map a bit and find some things. We got a village there, and a village there, and a village there. Possibly some more. We got a dragon there. Got maybe another. I don't know. There's quite a few like dragons and cockatrice and various other annoying things running around here. Ice and fire monsters. I'm also seeing a lot of spawns from a mod I'm not familiar with, including these little red witch doctor guys that spawn in groups of about 5, and various other crazy things. So definitely a lot of activity in this mod pack. A lot of extra monsters and a lot of weirdness. When I left you last time, I was a little worried. I got shot down by a dragon. I got greedy, saw a spire of stuff. I went to get some lapis out of it. I got shot down by a dragon that I didn't notice, and had to teleport back and pick up my stuff. And then I was having some problems getting a new spawn point to set. I'm not exactly sure. I just tried again and it worked. I clicked on the bed. Maybe you have to click on the bed during daylight to get the spawn point. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, I now am secured in this area. I flew around a bit more. I think originally I was down in this area looking to start down here, but it was just a bit too crowded. There was multiple cockatrice, like 2 or 3 cockatrice in this area, and some other nasties around, and I didn't find a place that I quite liked, so I flew around some more, went north to another patch of savanna. I like savanna because it doesn't rain there, or it doesn't show the rain at least. Um, so a couple of things happened. I flew around a bit and saw the top of this savanna plateau. Has a nice view, look out over the rest of the area, etc. We're close to some desert for lots of sand, which is nice. It won't rain here, which is nice. Got room for a little base here. Everything looked cool and wonderful, and things started out quite nice. Um, yeah, things are looking good. As you can see, I took all that andesite that I mined on our starter island. This is all stuff that I brought with me in a sack of holding, and I had enough to do the outlines of a good-sized rough base here. When I first started out, let's talk a bit about doing stuff here. One thing that's nice is ore excavation, vein mining, works on grass. So if I hold down the grave key, which is like the top left key of your keyboard, boom, you can see it works on a big stuff here. So now that works only on the same height of grass. So in other words, if I come somewhere where there is some short grass blocks, or tall grass blocks, it won't take those out. But it is very handy for clearing up areas like this. So I cleared the grass up and got a bunch of seeds, so that was sort of cool. Then what I did was I sort of like to minimize the chunks that I have to keep loaded. So if we look at chunk boundaries here, you can see that I have sort of just claimed 4 chunks here. So we got 1, 2, 3, and I put up walls around these 4 chunks at the top of this plateau. And that's sort of going to be the foundation of my base. And then what I did was to clear things away, because I don't have any advanced building tools yet. What I did was I dug the outline. So basically this line here all the way around the base, and then dug that manually with a shovel, 1 block at a time, and then placed my polished andesite there. And then that meant that now all of the grass blocks on the inside were separated from all the grass blocks on the outside, and I could then vein mine grass blocks in here, and because grass blocks are different than dirt blocks, it just took off the surface layer of grass blocks all through here and turned it into dirt. And then I used stone builder's wands, which, but I don't have any andesite on me, so that don't work to show you. But if we come out here with some dirt, and I don't have any dirt on me, I don't think. All right. So it'll only do 5 blocks, and it'll only do a horizontal line, but that allowed me to place 5 polished andesite along the floor at a time, and so it was pretty quick to get the thing settled. As you can probably imagine from here, this is just sort of a duplicate of my initial fort before. I just made a 2-high dirt wall here to have some place to hide while I was building out the rest of the base. And then I knocked out the wall that was here and connected the dirt to here. So eventually I'll move all this stuff inside and get rid of this dirt out here. Other things I did set up a couple of apiaries, although my bee died here. I did not get a new bee here, which is troubling. But I got another queen bee going there. So we can get some honey going there. So another problem I ran into while I was setting up the foundations here was I have never played with nuclear craft with the radiation on. In E2E, Enigmatica 2 Expert, nuclear craft radiation defaults to off, and so I had never really played with that, and so I wasn't aware that nuclear wasteland biomes apparently poison you. And so when I was flying around, if we take a look here, I crossed over into a nuclear wasteland again, and I also did some in here and sort of got sick, but I thought it was a monster that did it to me. I didn't know that it was just being in the biome, or I guess it was just being in the biome. And then I died over here somewhere from that dragon, so I didn't really worry about it. But I think when I flew over these areas, I picked up more radiation. And so somewhere while I was working on this ground floor, I got weakness and mining fatigue and hunger, and eventually I got poisoned, and so was at a half a heart. And I wasn't exactly sure what was going on because I've never played with nuclear craft with that on. So I thought it might be a nutrition problem because there's that mod nutrition that if you don't eat, all of the 5 groups, protein, dairy, grains, fruit, protein, yada yada, whatever it is, you could get debuffs on you. So I like looking around trying to find the controls and the hotkey for that, and I couldn't find anything. And finally, I, moused over food and realized that it didn't talk about what kind of nutrition it was giving you, so it probably wasn't that. And so finally, I went ahead and went to mod options, nuclear craft, just to see if it was that. Looked in the config to radiation configs, and enable radiation was true. And so that's probably what was kicking my ass. So I could have committed suicide, I guess, and gotten rid of it. I didn't have any of the supplies or anything necessary to fix myself. I guess I could have committed suicide, but I disabled radiation just to see if that was what was causing it, and I healed myself, and so I went ahead and left it off for now. I might turn that back on just to have some experience with it once I get settled here and recover from the trauma of being horribly, horribly radiated and sick with no way to fix it other than kill myself. So I might turn that back on, or I might not. I'm not particularly looking for a hardcore experience here, so maybe we'll leave it off. So that was going on, and what else? Another thing that I wanted to do before I got too carried away, so this was actually before I started building things out, was I wanted to go down to bedrock and make sure that, down at the bedrock level, things were going to be cool. That, I didn't come down into a sea of lava down by the bedrock level, because I want to get some mining done under my base. So what I usually do is I usually dig down. I'll dig down as far as I can reach. I'll jump down there, make a little alcove, place a torch, dig down as far as I can reach, yada yada, and so on and so forth. And so you can see here, that's sort of what's going on. I got my torches and my little alcoves, and I dug straight down, and everything was fine and wonderful. And I made it down to bedrock, and no particular excitement. If we take a look here, oops. And so now I've got it down at vertical chunk, y equals 0 to 15. You can see I came down, I placed a crafting table and a tool station to repair my tool, got some chests down there, did some vein mining down at bedrock level, picked up some redstone, some diamonds, some gold. Everything was going good. I could hear a dragon roaring, but I went up and down my ladder a few times and there was no problem, and it wasn't, I don't think, too close. I did notice that I was actually very happy that I came down at a spot where I didn't intersect with lava or some crazy dungeon or anything weird like that. So this was pretty perfect. Unfortunately, out of nowhere, like my 10th or 12th time going up and down the damn ladder, I came up and a dragon had blown up my ladder and was sitting at the top of my ladder. So if we come up here, so here somewhere around in the 16 to 31 range, this is a dragon spawn area, and it ate me, which was alarming. And I wasn't exactly even sure what happened. So I came back down my ladder and promptly died again. I came all the way down, farted around. You get 2 minutes of ghost form from Co-Rail tombstones. And I went all the way down to base and tried to figure out what was going on and ran out of my 2 minutes beforehand. So I died a second time. And let's take a look at the excitement here. So this is what's going on. I have 2 deaths right here, and then a third, a fourth, and a fifth running around here. So my third time down there, I made myself a stone pickaxe, and I just ran down there, and while still in ghost form, I made it down to the base rock level, and thought to myself, okay, I was pretty close to the Dragon Lair's wall, so I'll just dig over a couple spots and then dig up and get back to the surface, or get back to the top of my ladder that way. Well, the damn thing, I don't know if its breath blew up part of the wall, but there was an open area there, so I either misgauged or something. And it hit me again, and I died again. And so I came over some more and went up, and this time it shot me sort of through the wall. In other words, it shot at the wall, and then all the walls around me turned from stone to charred stone, and I died a third time. So the last time I came down in ghost form, and I realized I could place things in ghost form, which I wasn't really sure about because I haven't died that much before in a long time. So I took some torches down and took some cobblestone down, and in ghost form I went down to the dragon's lair and threw out some torches. So you can see now it's sort of lit up a bit, and then sort of went down a bit further. And this time I made sure that I went far enough away. So I actually went all the way over this direction now that I got a good look at the place with torchlight, and dug my way up here. And so that was all a lot of excitement. So here you can see I was far enough away from the walls of the stuff to not get nailed. There were all sorts of dungeons down there too. I dug partially through what looked like one of the old abandoned railway stations or railways kind of thing, but also through a little spider room. So there is just all sorts of stuff down there. But the bottom line is I needed to make a new passageway down. I didn't have enough ladders to make it up, so basically I just, placed cobblestone to get back up, cut above me, and then hopped up, and cut above me, and then hopped up to get back to the surface over here. But that was very, very exciting. Turn all that off. So other than that, that was about 10-15 minutes of pure craziness. But other than that, things are going well. So we've got some storage. We've got the beginnings of a base. Now, obviously, this is a boring looking base. We'll put windows in when we have plenty of... I'll probably use some sort of iron bars or something for windows, or some blast-proof glass for windows. I ran out of polished andesite, so this is as far as I'm going for now. I'd really like to get a roof on the place, because I'm not sure what all is up here that flies. These Melissus doors, these large double doors, I love these. They're cool. So I'm glad these are in the game. I'll probably change those over to the spruce ones because I think they look even cooler. And I'll probably change the floor to concrete, assuming concrete is in here. To get the run buff, yes, concrete. So yeah, we'll get some sand and gravel as soon as we get plenty of bone or some other dye. We'll get ourselves some concrete for the run buff for the floor, and then we'll change up things. Anyway, before I went too far, I just wanted to show you the sort of dragon disaster that I ran into. So I need to make a new passageway down. That's probably fine because I didn't like how this was sort of off in the middle. I dug this pit before I outlined where my building was going to be, and it's sort of non-symmetrical and out in the middle of nowhere. Don't particularly like this spot either, so I'm going to find a new path down to bedrock in between this episode and next. As for what I'm going to do, I've done a few things. There's so much to do here. I found a magic hood in some box somewhere. I've got some more quests done apparently. Melon seeds. I think I found those in some intestines that I got from killing something. Up to 375 coins. Let's see. The good news is that I still have 37 experience. Apparently dying does not get rid of your experience, so that's nice. Otherwise I would have lost all that. I made myself time in a bottle. So if we go... This is handy for a tick accelerator. So basically, as soon as I had some redstone and some gold and some lapis and some diamonds, I was able to make this. Glass bottle. I actually got a glass bottle, a bottle of water from some witch's chest or something. But yeah, so I had all that. So now I've got this. I've got an hour and 13 minutes on it. It's nice to get this early because I don't have any machines to accelerate, obviously, right now. I guess maybe the furnace. But I can bank a lot of time and then right-click on machines in the future to speed them up. So I got that going. So we can remove that from my favorites list. Next thing I want to do, well, I'm really keen to get a decent-sized dank null going. To start acting as more storage. So these are progressive. If we take a look at these, I want to get to... Whoa, there was my dragon. So until I kill that sucker, I'm going to have to deal with its roaring, which is sort of loud and annoying, but... I need a good bow before I can get down there and kill him, and preferably some armor and some fire resistance too. But anyway, to get these, it looks like I can just make them, instead of upgrading them, I can just make them straight away. So basically I need to head to a village and pick up 4 emeralds probably. Actually, I'm going to need 4 times 5, 20 emeralds. So I need 20 emeralds, and then I'll be good to go. And some cactus green to stain some glass. Is that green or lime green? Lime green. Well, I can mix some cactus green with some white. I do have a few bones, I believe, somewhere. Yes. So I can take some bone meal and some cactus green and make some lime. So basically, I got to hit one of those villages and get myself 20 emeralds or so. I should be able to trade some stuff through it if there's some druids. I can trade apples and whatnot. I'll just have to see what kind of access I have. All right, so I got another spell book from somewhere. I've started loosely separating things out here. So this is like a magic box. This is like a plants and food box, etc. All right, so what to do? I really want a dank null. I need emeralds. I'm just going to go ahead and make this version. Do I have enough coal for 20 blocks? Yes, I do. So that's good. So I did look, and unfortunately, it looks like laser pistols, the laser guns from plus Tinker's Construct, are turned off, as is the Tinker's Chisel, which is sort of annoying. I'm not sure why they did that. Well, I do know why they would have turned off the laser gun. It's pretty overpowered, I will admit that, but it's also a lot of fun. But that means I might have to get into, I'm not sure if the crossbow is available. Let's take a look. Where's my book here? I think there's another book that deals with the armor. I've never made Tinker's armor, so I'm not sure. How that works. Lots of stuff. So there's the materials in you. There's another book that talks about armor. I got a bunch of free books. This. Ooh, do I have Astral Sorcery? I do have the Astral Tome. Nice. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and throw some of my papers up there. Where are they? Here they are. So if you have your Astral Tome open and you shift right click, it opens up storage that you can put your constellation papers in. Alright, and then I was looking at this. Armor. And materials. Durability 7. I am not particularly interested in things with that low of a durability. Wow, okay, so off the top of my head, I think we're going to give this a bit of a pass for now. One of the reasons is that I'm only still at clumsy level on my pickaxe, so I think they have changed it. So yeah, I need like 20,000 to get to the next level on my slime pickaxe. So things are a bit weird here. I've only got 3 modifiers on it. So they may have nerfed the leveling of Tinker's tools as well to sort of tone them down. And again, I can't really fault them for that. They are pretty OP. However, that makes strategizing a bit different. So let's take a look at what else we got here. Iron armor. Yeah, see, this is durability 240. So it looks like the Tinker's armor isn't going to be that good until you actually can put some, unbreakable on it, or, sturdy it up a bit. I'm not sure. We'll check into it. But anyway, I think I'm going to pause here. I just sort of want to catch you up on the Dragon Fiasco and what was going on with the beginnings of the base. So I think now I'm going to maybe go... what do I need to do? Recipes are all different than what I'm used to, since I've really only played Enigmatica 2 Expert and Project Ozone Kappa in the last 5 years. And so a lot of things are easier than I expected. There's a lot of new stuff here, like Bewitchment and Dungeon Tactics and What is it? Electro Blob's Wizardry. There's lots of stuff here that I'm unfamiliar with, so I'm going to explore around. I need to get myself some ranged weapons and some armor and sort of deal with my dragon situation. Dragons do, I think, regen, so I need something that's going to do a decent amount of damage if I want to get rid of it. A vanilla bow that is enchanted all to snot would do the trick, and possibly a tinker's bow or a tinker's shuriken or a tinker's crossbow, if crossbows are in the game, would do the trick. But I'll have to look around and see what else we got. There might be some magic I could use. Anyway, so I'm going to take a look around, and I will be back and fill you in on what I do for the next couple hours while I figure all this junk out. Be back in a bit. Okay, brief addendum to the first part of this episode. I did notice when I was looking back through here that the plates have huge modifiers on them, as opposed to handles, which are usually only like 1.1 or so for wood. And it looks like the max is about a 50 modifier. So looking through these, probably one of the easier ones for me to get early in the game might be demonic metal plates. Those are basically, if you make a little lava well surrounded by nether bricks and throw gold in them, they'll turn into demonic metal. So I'm going to go grab, I have some clay. I'm not sure how much clay and gravel I have, but I got to go grab some sand, clay, and gravel, get a smeltery up and running. And I'm also going to be watching for, sometimes there are overworld craters in some mod packs that have netherrack in them, or towers that have netherrack in them. Not necessarily seeing one here. They're like little comets that I have seen in. I know E2E had them. Enigmatica 2 Expert had them. They were similar to in appearance on the map to the Applied Energistics craters, but instead they had lava and netherrack and obsidian in them. So I'm not really seeing one, but I'll keep my eyes open for that too. There might also be some overworld, like evil towers or what have you, that have some netherrack in them. So if I see any netherrack, that might be a good, quick way to get us into some demonic metal. Basically only need like a handful to get the 4 nether bricks that I need to make demon metal from gold. And gold should be pretty easy to come by in this mod pack. Yeah, not seeing anything on the map here, but I'm going to keep my eyes open for that. And I am going to go ahead and I need to pick up some gravel and sand. And I think I might have enough clay. Let's see how I'm doing on clay here. See, when I was back on my starter island, I did pick up intentionally a bunch of marble. It's raw, but I can chisel that into Astral Sorcery marble. I want to get Astral Sorcery going ASAP because I love the Cave Illuminator, which basically lights everything underneath it that's underground. That's going to be hugely helpful in this mod pack with all these dungeons and stuff underground. So I definitely want to get on that ASAP. So I'm going to be watching for some of that stuff. I have already grabbed from the sand around my starter island. I did grab a few aquamarine. So I'm going to get moving on Astral Sorcery ASAP as well. If for no other reason than let's make sure that's in the game. Cave Illuminator. This bad boy. And illumination powder, glowstone dust. I have a little bit of glowstone. There are those plants that spawn in areas. So I've got one from, I think, a witch's chest, but There are also glowstones that show up in snowy area, those little plants that can turn into them. So I might need to go fetch those if I don't feel like venturing into the nether yet. I have no idea what the nether is like in this mod pack. If it's it could be easy or it could be a pain in the butt. Um, but yeah, so that'll be pretty quick to get that. And I only need the basic table. So I can build the basic table right now. So that's going to be beautiful. So I'm going to work on getting this cave illuminator and my starter table here. I'm going to keep my eye open for netherrack, and I'm going to go take a peek at some of those villages, see if I can get my hands on 20 emeralds, and I will be back in a minute. Alright, I am tootling around a village that I spotted north of our base. So I decided to explore more to the north. Picked up a whole bunch of sand in this desert and a few cactus. So I can get some cactus green to make my lime dye for my emerald dank null. And then I went a bit further and found a village here. I think there's some vampire stuff going on here. Some of these guys have red eyes. Nothing has really attacked me yet. Nothing appears to be hostile. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. There's some cursed earth around. I'm not sure what that is. But that's from vampirism. I just went into house here. We've got an actually additions place here. I don't know what that is over there. That might be a vampire or something. I think I'm going to go ahead and bug out. There was a cartographer here that would take paper for emeralds. Additionally, there was a cartographer. Okay, so the cartographer would take paper, and some of these plague doctors, the guys with the plague masks on, would take bones. So those are a couple possible good sources for stuff. I just picked up a bunch of wood casings if I want to make more crates, a few crates, some other junk here. And then threw in my bag. I pressed some sand, so I have like a whole ton of sand. So I'm going to keep going now, keep looking around. I don't know what vampirism is, don't know if I want to deal with it, so I don't want to turn into a vampire. So I think I'm going to give this town a bit of a miss for right now, until I learn more about that. But I did snag a few things. I left the atomic reconstructor and the other actually addition stuff intact over there in case I need to come back and use that. Right now I'm going to keep looking around. I need to pick up some gravel and possibly some more clay for making my tinker smeltery. And I'm still keeping my eyes open for anything netherrackish and things like that. So moving on. Got a little tower here that appears to be surrounded by cursed earth. I'm going to guess this is some sort of vampirism thing. Again, I don't want to be turned into a vampire quite at the moment, so I'm going to give that a miss. I did go ahead and grab the chest out of that meteorite, so I got another logic press. I can't remember which one I'm missing, but I am missing one of these. And sleep through this. But yeah, just going to keep exploring. So I'm not really armed or armored for a fight yet, but these witches' huts, usually the chest is basically straight down from here. So one thing I like to do is I like to just run down here and snake the chest. So you can see I've opened this up. Fortunately, I don't have a lot of storage space, so I'm going to have to head back and dump some of this off. But I just wanted to see what we had here. Ooh. That looks interesting. I don't know what that is. So yeah, all sorts of stuff in here. Go ahead and let's see what this thing is. Underwing Prime. Warps you back home at a cost of durability. Your home is your respawn point. Will not work if no spawn point is set. Huh. Alright. Cool. Well, I need to go unload all of my stuff. So let's give this a try. Whoa. That's no bueno. So it looks like my spawn point reset to where I last slept, which is a pain. And now I can't see the ground. So that's exciting. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to exit out of the game and come back in and see if that fixes it. Be back in a bit. Alright, so yeah, I'm back at the last place I slept, which sort of sucks. My bed should be... I still have a bed back in my base. This is my spare bed, so I was sort of hoping not to be resetting my spawn point while sleeping out on the road. So again, some more just craziness, things I need to figure out. But anywho, let's grab a few more eggs. And let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and fly home and unload a bunch of this stuff. And this is actually really good. It's got all the things on it. Direct, empowered, travel. It's much better than my current stone broadsword. So I might have to figure out a way to charge that thing. But yeah, gonna head back, and it's the weekend. I'm gonna play a lot of hours today, and I can't upload them all. So I'm gonna try and do boring stuff for a bit, and minimize the exploration and the major changes. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go see how far I can get on a tinker smeltery, and etc. And then we'll do some more exploring on camera. So talk to you in a bit. All right, I'm continuing to explore. If we take a look at where I'm at, I continued on north. So here's that village I went to. I haven't turned in paper there yet. I thought I'd take a look around. The whole vampire thing is making me a bit concerned since I'm not familiar with it. There is a big vampire forest right here, but I sort of just cruised along here. Noticed there was some snow, so I was able to... I'm up to 24 glowstone dust from... what plant is that? There's some plant that grows in the snow that drops it. And so... Anyway, I've got plenty of that to make illumination powder. So I should be able to make a whole bunch of illumination powder, which means I'll be able to make to make some cave illuminators. So now I'm taking a look at making a Starlight crafting table. I did just come across some more stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and I now have all of the let's see, Avorcio, Decidia. So I have the first 5 ones. When you pick up more papers after that, it says there is nothing here. But I'm going to go ahead and save those in my backpack because once I level up a bit in Astral Sorcery, I'll be able to find some of the other ones using those papers. Let's see. Got 1 emerald and some other good stuff from the chests that I found here. And let's go ahead. I always carry some wood with me in my backpack, so we'll go ahead and make another thing here. I forget exactly how to make the let's see, I forget exactly how to make the Astral Sorcery stuff. I think I need a wand. Thinking tool would be nice, but I can't do that quite yet. So I think I just need a basic resonating wand. And it takes a resonating pearl, which I do not have, or an ender pearl, which I do not have on me. Let's see. This can apparently be made. I think it requires Starlight, regardless. But let's see. We'll make another table, and I've got some marble, sooty marble. Do I have some coal with me? No, I do not have coal with me. Alright, well, I'm going to take a look around for some coal. I'm going to try and use this to make myself a Starlight table here. It's nighttime, so I better sleep. So I think there was, I'm in some extreme hills area type, so I think there was some exposed coal along the mountain edges through here. So I'm going to go grab some coal, make some sooty marble, come back and try and make myself a table here. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm up above that temple, gliding around a bit, and yeah, there's a bunch of exposed coal right there. Keeping my eyes open because I hear a dragon roaring. I'm not sure if it's underground or in the neighborhood. I want to stay mobile and have my head on a swivel until I make sure it's not flying around up here somewhere. Alright, stop your bouncing. Zoom back over here. Come back under this. Alright, so we need sooty marble. I did pick up a bunch of Astral Sorcery marble from another smaller temple. So we'll go ahead and pull some of this stuff out. Sooty marble. Good. We're going to need another crafting table. And then bingo bango. Excellent. Alright, so mission accomplished. So I have the table to make that. So yeah, I have pretty much everything I need to make cave illuminators. So in between this episode and next, I'm going to set up a cave illuminator over my base so we can light up all of that dungeon and all of that dragon lair underneath us. And I'll probably start working on, let's see, how tough is the next one here? So I'll need to find some rock crystal. Where does this spawn? I'm not able to click on it. So I don't know where it spawns. Alright, well, now that we have, or we can make ourselves a wand that should help us find those. Alright, so that's probably about it. Let me wrap things up here, head back to the base, and then we'll call it an episode in a moment. Quick side note, the faint amaranth that grows in the snow, that's where I was getting all that glow dust before going to the nether. So that's handy if you're like me and you want to get a quick start on some things like Astral Sorcery. That's where you can get some good glowing glow dust. What else did I want to do here? This was also a good spot for... There was a big lava pool somewhere near here. That, I think, is just flowing out the side of a mountain. I think that's the one I want. So I'm going to go over there and grab some lava. And I think I'll mark this temple on the map. I might have to come back here. Before you actually have, make yourself a collector crystal, you can use these floating crystals to do starlight transmutation. So turn iron ore blocks into star metal ore blocks. So as soon as you have a linking tool, which I will shortly have, one of these bad boys, as soon as I find myself a rock crystal, I will be able to make one of these and make one of these next crafting tables up. And once I have one of these, you can then right click on this floating crystal in world, and then right click on, you can turn, I think, pumpkins into cakes. You can turn iron ore into star metal ore, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this. New. And I might come back up here and do some Astral Sorcery business. At least get my initial star metal pieces so that I can get a quick jump on that. Otherwise you have to wait until you make your own collector crystal. And that takes quite a bit more. It takes like quite a bit more time to get to making your own ones. So I don't know that that's commonly known, that you can actually, you can't break these or move these, but you can use them for starlight transmutation as soon as you make your linking tool. Alright, so back at the base I have a bunch of grout cooking up to form some smeltery block stuff. So we got that cooking. But yeah, I'm going to head back to the base and then we'll have some closing notes and call it an episode. Be right back. Alright, this was that above ground lava pit that I found that was close to the Starlight Temple, Astral Sorcery Temple. And I had the stuff to make stone drums on me. So I made up 4 stone drums. So I've got now 66 buckets of lava to take back with me to get my tinker smelting going. So that's a nice little stash. I'm going to go ahead and mark this too, especially now since it's underground or under that overhang. New. Usually I wouldn't worry about that, but with the me having a dragon underneath me, it's had so many dungeons between me and ground level. Having an above ground source of lava is probably handy in this mod pack, with my base sitting on top of a lava flow. Alright, now I'm really headed back to base, maybe, unless something else catches my eye. Alright, made it back home with a few more detours. Did do a little bit more exploring, found a few more things I wanted to take home with me. But I came home and I've now got a bunch of seared bricks ready. So that should be enough to make me a plenty large smeltery. And I've got picked up enough sand, gravel, and clay to make some more if I need it. I've also got, all I need to find is a rock crystal. And then I can now make one of these. So I'm going to make one of these. And then I need to find a rock crystal, and I can make the next tier up of crafting altar. Then I can make a linking tool. And I can make these now, so that's going to be cool. Let's go ahead and get that rolling. So let's see. So I got this weird thing going on where if I go to scale auto, so that's what small looks like, and that's normal, and that's large. And the large is sort of a bit too small still for me, but if I go to auto, it goes way too huge. Really wish there was some sort of way to get this to do something between auto and large. Not sure what's going on there. Anyway, the reason it's a problem is that when I'm in my crafting table, I can't see the JEI bookmarks over here. Not when I've got a chest open there. So that's annoying. Yeah, maybe I'll just have to try and get used to doing this with the smaller stuff. Let's see. What's that look like? That's really tiny. Could probably get used to it, but it is sort of annoying. At least now I can, do this. Alright, so I can't make that because I don't have Starlight, so let's go ahead and grab my altar here. Got a bunch of lava, so that's cool. Got an ever full water pit there. I think for right now I'm just going to plop this down here. See if I've got enough Starlight. Yes, so you can see it's nowhere near full because it's daytime. But if the little picture shows up, that means you got enough. Oh, but now I can't do it because I can't. Alright, so there's a little chicken and egg thing there. So basically I need to take this back to my other place where I can... A floating crystal will add Starlight to a normal crafting table to make the resonating wand. And then once I have the resonating wand, I can click on the luminous crafting table to make stuff. So I will have to go back up to that other place. Alright. Anyway, this is probably a good place to stop. I'm going to head back up there and make my resonating wand and see if I can figure out where the rock crystals come from and maybe see if I can get one of those. We can get some Astral Sorcery up and running. And then also I've now got tons of seared brick, so I'm going to get a Tinker Smeltery up and running. And I did not see a couple of the things I was looking for when I was out here was any overworld netherrack. Sometimes there are little towers in some mod packs there are little towers or little meteor strikes or whatever that have some netherrack in them. Did not see any of that or any nether bricks. But another thing I was watching for was terracotta. I can cook some. I do have quite a bit of clay left over, so I'll probably just cook some of that. But I want to get some cooking for blockhead stuff going, a sink and the crafting table that goes with cooking for blockheads. How's my food size? Food list size. I've eaten 85 unique. I need 11 more to get more health, so that would be cool. That, and I would just like to have some better food in general. Alright, with that, I think I'm going to call it a game, or call it an episode, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.